to be. See, that is the divine ministry. Because the divine ministry first begins with self.
Islam.
The mighty work. Per chapter 2. The mighty work is theirs. Islam.
Islam.
So when you start this divine ministry thing, you got to go through some things with yourself. Because that spiritual awakening is, man. The way you go in it, because it just happens. You don't make a choice. You don't have a choice when you're going to go through this spiritual awakening. It happens. And a lot of times, you don't know what's happening to you. You see things you ain't never seen before. You hear things you have never heard before. And it's all so foreign because a veil has been over your face the whole entire time.
That's it.
And when you pull that thing back and you begin to see clearly, you want to cover your eyes back up. Some things you just don't want to see. There's some things you have to see. It's a must that you see them. It's going to break your heart. It's going to make you cry. Sometimes for days and weeks on end. But you have to realize this is something that you must do and there's no strange happenings about it. For you to get to your greatest, it's not going to be easy. If you're a new more in the house tonight, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to deal with the ridicule. You're going to have to deal with the depression, the oppression, and the suppression. You're going to have to deal with that. And you're going to have to be very strong. Because again, there is no strange happenings to why you are in the path that you're walking. It's nothing strange. It's just your time.
Islam.
It's just your time. Islam.
Islam.
So this is a time for our brother, man, and friend Jesus. Right? And he went forth into the wilderness to be alone with Allah, that he might look into his inner heart and note its strength and its worthiness. Two words that are key there. Inner and heart. Where's the nearest place we can meet him?
In the heart.
Okay, so where's the inner heart? You see, he went into that inner thing.
It is.
He had to go deep because he was experiencing some things. He was seeing some things. He probably was thinking to himself, how did I get here? Why am I the one to carry this message? Why can't somebody else do it, Allah? Save me from this. I don't want to do, loving my people is hard. Loving each other is hard. You know why? Because we have to learn it. It just don't happen like most people think it does. See, the things that we experience and we feel and we think that it's love, it is a what I call byproduct of love. Affection, happiness, pain is even a byproduct of love. Islam. So your inner heart, he had to go into his inner heart. So that means he had to go very deep within himself. When he went to the wilderness, what do you think people think of the wilderness? They think he's sitting in a forest.
Right.
They believe that Jesus is sitting in a forest.
That's right.
And they use the forest. Why? Because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Scary stuff. A lot of noises.
A lot of noises. A lot of distractions. That's the wilderness.
There it is.
The wilderness is within self, the chaos that's going on within you. See, when he was sitting here in the wilderness, he was trying to quiet himself.
It's wilderness.
What? Islam.
Islam.
Coming from our elder station. Islam, will we honor our elders. They give us wisdom. Islam. Wilderness.
Wow.
And it's not only wild, it's wilder. This.
What's the extra thing on there?
Islam, praise Allah. So he went there to look inside his inner heart. He said, no, he might look inside. Might. Because when you're in the wilderness, you might not want to go in it.
There it is. Might not want to come back.
Islam.
Islam.
And note its strength and worthiness. So when he finished going into his inner heart, came to the realization that I'm strong. My heart is strong. It's very strong. Islam. And he realized he was worthy. At that point, he realized it. Because at first, he was probably just sitting there like, what am I doing here? And we all get that feeling. Especially when we are going through a time that, for us, and our way of thinking, is not conducive for the life we're in at that moment. You know, the monkey wrench done came in. Somebody just threw it on in there. There you go. I heard you like a challenge. Yep. There you go. Spirits is in the room. Our ancestors are here.
They here.
Islam.
They here.
So, right, y'all see how I called them all those. Well, I was whipped.
Last hour.
Sister quick.
Called in at any
Oh,
given moment.
look.
Praise Allah.
Yes, yes.
So, and then he said, and with himself he talked. He's still talking. And he said, my lower self is strong. By many ties, I am bound down to this carnal life. Have I the strength to overcome and give my life a willing sacrifice to men? So basically, again, do I have what it takes? I was chosen for this, but I got to figure it out, right? And then he goes on to say, when I shall stand before the face of men, and they demand proof of my messiahship, what will I say? When they demand proof of my messiahship, what will I say? Because when you're on the highways and byways as a divine minister, there has to be some show of that you're not demonstrating, you're demonstrating in that degree, right? So, he says, and then the tempter came. Here you go. If you be the son of Allah, command those stones to bread. Right? Fire us up. Command those stones to bread, right? So, and Jesus said, who is it that demands a test? It is no sign that one is the son of Allah because he does a miracle. The devils can do mighty things. Now he said devils with an S.
Islam.
The devils can do mighty things. But more important, he said, who is it that demands a test? Now remember, he's still talking to himself.
There it is.
He's still talking to himself. So he's still having this conversation with himself. Right? He said the devils can do mighty things. Did not the Gentile magicians do great things before the Pharaoh? My words and deeds and all the walks of life shall be the proof of my messiahship. At that moment, he came up with it.
Teach.
He sat there and thought, and that first tempter came to his mind, that first lower self thought. came to him. Because sometimes we're not really sure of a measure, but if we talk long enough and we speak long enough, it's just going to roll out.
Islam.
It's just going to roll out. And then you got to step back for a second like, ooh, that was a real nice demonstration right there.